So today is a big day. It marks the 50th anniversary of Title IX, the landmark law around women's rights in education and sports. And today, the Biden administration moved to expand those protections to formally protect LGBTQ students under the law. The proposal would also make changes to how colleges handle allegations of sexual assault and would revoke some of the mandates by former President Donald Trump. If finalized, this would be the second rewrite of the federal Title IX rules in just the last 2 years. But on this milestone anniversary, Two on Your Side sports director Adam Benigni sat down with one of only 2 collegiate female athletic directors here locally. He asked Traci Murphy why she says 50 years later, progress is still taking too long.
All right, Traci, thanks so much for coming in. We thought you'd be a really good person to maybe lend perspective to a 50th anniversary like this. Former swimmer, former athletic trainer, worked your way up on the administrative side, former associate AD at Canisius for 13 years. Now you've been the athletic director at Damon for 4. How have you felt the effects of Title IX, I guess personally and professionally?
Well, thank you so much for having me, Adam. I really do appreciate it. I can tell you that my story is just a little bit different, but I will say that Title IX is, well, I wouldn't be here today without the opportunities that Title IX afforded women. I was able to be a collegiate swimmer. I had sports in high school. I was a collegiate swimmer. And I was able to get involved with other opportunities within athletics because I was an athletics fan. So I became an athletic trainer. Now, some of this didn't come without difficulty.
Sure.
Being an athletic trainer at the time that I was entering the profession, there were not a lot of women. So I didn't see a lot of people that looked like me. And I made the decision to go experience athletics in other areas. And some of the experience took me to institutions that were still single-gendered. So there was an individual athletic department at the college level for men, and there was a different one completely for women. That was an interesting experience. There were some experiences when I went into a training room and it was not co-ed. So I've seen a lot of change, which is very positive. Same with being an administrator. Working my way through athletics in administration gave me some other perspectives also. I worked a lot directly with trying to improve the student-athlete experience. This is part of that.
So 50 years on now, how much progress has been made? Obviously a good amount, and how much still needs to be made?
I mean, a good amount in terms of the fact that, you know, we're seeing more things happen. We're seeing a lot of things and advances across the country in terms of the colleges and universities and in professional sports. But it's taking too long. It shouldn't be taking this long. We're still having this conversation. Other than, you know, I think that's part of the problem. It's slow. Great example. In college athletics and university athletics, in the NCAA, there are about 1,200 institutions, regardless of division. There's 1,200 and plus athletic director seats. Of those seats, only 25% are held by women.
Wow.
I'm one of them. And there's another woman in the Western New York area that holds the seat of an athletic director at DUville. And that's it. That was back in 2020. Now things have improved, but it's slow.
But worth pointing out, at the Division I level, that number is considerably smaller.
Considerably smaller. It's about almost 14%. And that was 2 years ago. And so if you look at what happened in 2008, the numbers from 2008, which is about 19%, and you look at where it is now at 25%, that's about 0.5% a year.
And now 4 years as an athletic director at Damon. Tell us about what you're doing at Damon. I know you just added women's lacrosse.
We did. That was a big thing that we have done. You know, lacrosse is a hot sport around here. You know, at the time that we were evaluating what sports to add, women's lacrosse really became a no-brainer because we had a real successful club team there for a couple years. And I'm watching a lot of our student athletes, the high school kids, go to schools outside the area who want a scholarship, can earn a scholarship, but may not necessarily be able to play at the Division I level. we don't need them. We need them to stay here. They need to stay in the area. They need to come to Damon, and they need to help us compete for championships.
All right, we thank you so much on this 50th anniversary of Title IX. Traci Murphy, Athletic Director, Damon College. Thank you for coming in.
My pleasure. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.